Hi students. Students, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before starting the session, I want to introduce myself. So I'm Wilson. I hold 15 years of experience and 7 years experience in Python. My experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python Django applications. Well versed in implementing Python libraries or modules like NumPy, Scientific Python, Pandas, PyTables, URLlib, like all this. Experience in implementing large-scale business applications and critical systems using object-oriented design programming in using Python and Django REST API, developing a variety of web applications using MVT design pattern, using server-side applications like server-side coding. All these is done, and so this is about myself. And today we are going to discuss about what is this Python is, and what applications we can develop. All these we are going to discuss in like features also we are going to discuss. Okay, so if any network issue is there, if audio is not clear, students, you can talk to me, or you can type in chat option. So today we are going to discuss about what Python is, what features are there, like what applications we can develop. So what is the position of Python in the market? Like all these we are going to discuss in today's session. So before that, this course, Python course, I'm going to take for 2.5 months. I'm going to take this Python course. So within these 2.5 months, we are going to discuss about what is this Python features, many things will be included in this. So whatever syllabus that you see in the website related to core and advanced Python, the entire syllabus I'm going to cover. So in DURGASOFT site, you can see all those. Like all I'm going to cover. So here in Amirpet will say core and advanced Python, but in companies it won't be like that. Here in institutions they will classify like that, like core and advanced they'll say. But here I'm going to cover the all the topics we are going to discuss here. Okay, so in core Python we are going to discuss about Python features, and after that we are going to discuss about Python data types we are going to discuss. So here I'll show you the. So here, when we say about Python, after that Python data types we are going to discuss, and after Python data types we'll discuss about number system, and string handling we'll discuss. Okay, after number system and string handling, we are going to discuss about input function, conversion function we'll discuss, and after that input function and conversion functions we'll discuss about operators we'll discuss, and we'll discuss about if condition examples. Then After that, switch case. Switch case means we'll say match case. Match case examples we are going to discuss. And after that match case, we'll discuss about for loop examples, while loop examples. Then we'll discuss about, after that, we'll discuss about infinite loop, break, continue, then pass keyword. All these we'll discuss. A del function we'll discuss. After that, we'll discuss about collection data types, data structures like a list, tuple, set, dictionary. All these will be there. And then we are going to discuss about string manipulations, regular expressions, functions, exception handling, file handling, modules and packages. All these comes under core Python. Okay. So in advanced Python, we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming, and then we'll discuss about internet and email, multi-threading, networking, database programming, multi-threading, database programming will be there. After that, we'll discuss about web scraping, and then we are going to discuss about what are the new features introduced in different versions of Python. So here when we see the versions here, so here when we see the versions here I'll say python.org. I'm typing here. So this is the official site of Python here. So here you can see downloads. Here you can see the version here. Python 3.10.5 is the latest version here. Python 3.10.5 is the latest version. And here we are going to discuss about what are the features introduced in 3.7 and 3.8, 3.9, 3.10 also. So we need to know what are the concepts introduced in previous versions. 3.7, 3.8, 9 and 10 also we are going to discuss. And after that we are going to discuss about advanced libraries, modules which are used in data science. Okay, like a NumPy, scientific Python, and then we'll discuss about pandas, matplotlib, cborn, like all these are there. So with examples, we are going to discuss about all these. And after that, we'll discuss about unit testing. Unit testing will be there. So unit testing is done by the developers. So while doing unit testing, we are going to use different tools or different frameworks are used. So we are going to use different tools or frameworks used in unit testing. So we are going to discuss about in detail about all this. I'm just telling what are the concepts that we are going to discuss in Python classes. So to complete the chapters, whatever I've told now, so it is going to take like 2.5 months. It is going to take, and we are going to discuss about the project also at the end. Like project we are going to discuss, and that is based on GUI application, desktop application with database integration. So in advanced Python, we are going to discuss about GUI applications also, like graphical user interface applications. So using GUI applications, desktop applications will connect to the database. Okay, and we'll see how to work with login form, registration form, and we are going to see the other screens connecting to the database. Like all these, we are going to will be discussing. And here, this in this course, like what all we are going to discuss here. Like for that, I'm going to send you the notes. Here you can see, here you can see the folders and Word files are there. Like all these, I'm going to send day wise or chapter wise. I'm going to send to your mail IDs, and this is like project oriented training. Okay, not just telling the basics and winding up. So here we are going to discuss about like the all the examples, like we can say like it is project oriented training, because what all examples I'll give, all will be the real time examples which are useful in the projects. And every day I'm going to send you the, so here this folder is there, and here another folder will be there, like contains only the text files here. So here you can see this is another folder, contains the complete notes is there here. So all these files I'm going to send to your mail IDs. So here we are going to concentrate on programming also. Like the students, those who are not having good programming skills. Like in my class, your programming skills will improve, because here we are going to cover in core and advanced Python. We are going to cover nearly 300 to 400 programs. I'll cover. Okay, so those who are new to programming, those who are not having any programming knowledge, in my classes, you can you can improve your programming skills. And in my classes, we are going to discuss from the scratch, from the beginning. We are going to discuss like how to write the program, then how to implement the concepts, like all these we are going to discuss. And here, when we are working with this Python here, so here when we say about Python here, so Python will call it as a powerful language here. So Python we are calling it as a powerful language, and it is called as a general purpose programming language here. So general purpose programming language means before this, like old languages are there, programming languages, like Pascal is there. So it is used for developing scientific applications. And Fortran is there. So Fortran is used to perform complicated mathematical operations. Fortran, okay. And COBOL is there. So COBOL is used for business applications. So before, different languages are used for different purposes. So, but in Python, we can call it as we can do all in Python. Okay, like all comes under Python here. We can develop scientific applications and complicated mathematical operations we can perform, and we can develop business applications also. So that's why we are calling it as a general purpose programming language, and it is developed by Guido van Rossum in the year 1989. It is developed. Okay, and here this initially it is introduced as internal project for mathematical research institute called CWI, located in Netherlands. Okay, and in 1991 it is released for public, so that IT companies or other companies can use Python software or Python language, and they can develop the applications or projects can be developed. So here when we are working with this Python here, so in Python we can see advanced courses are there. Okay, so now you are going to learn core and advanced Python. So in advanced Python you can see the other courses, like we can see data science with Python, big data with Python. So I will explain what is data science, what is big data. All these we are going to discuss. And here you can see Spark with Python, then automation scripts in AWS. and IoT, Internet of Things, robotics, web applications, like websites, like all these we can develop using Python. All these we can implement using Python. It is being done here. And here when we are working with uh, Python here, like when we do the comparison, when we do comparison with Java and Python here, okay, like Java is introduced in the year 1995, and Microsoft .NET is introduced in the year 2000. Like as I said before, like .NET, Python is introduced in the year 1989. You can see on the screen. Okay, and when you are working with this like Java, it is introduced in the year 1995. Okay, Microsoft .NET is introduced in the year 2000. So before Java, before .NET, this Python is there. So, but in the beginning years, it is not very popular. But now we can see like Python is a hybrid language. Like we can develop any type of applications, and you can see like it is a very powerful language. Like from last 7 8 years, like all are started speaking about Python. Like it has become suddenly it has become popular. Like we can say like overnight, like it has become very popular. Like there is a reason here. So like when we say about this Python here, why it has become popular, like why IT companies are choosing Python, and why the programmers or developers are showing interest on Python, why they want to shift to Python. All these uh, like we are going to discuss. Okay, so here when we say about like Java and Python, because when students are wants to learn Python, so they need to know like why we should go opt for Python, why not Java. Okay, so what is the difference in like both of them in the market? All these you need to know. Okay, so here when we are saying about Java here, so using Java we can develop enterprise. We using Java we can develop web applications, mobile applications, enterprise applications. So enterprise applications means they are used in like in companies or else in organizations they are used, and we can use in legacy systems also. In old systems also we can use it. Okay, and here coming to this Python here. So when we say about this Python, like here you are going to learn core advanced Python. So this is going to take it is going to take 2.5 months. It is going to take to finish all the concepts. And here after when you are learning Python here, so when you are learning Python, core advanced Python, when you learn core and advanced Python here, then here you can learn UI technologies also. You can learn UI technologies. Okay, and why? Because is those who want to enter into programming, those who want to enter into IT field. So those who want to work as Python programmers or developers, then along with Python, if they learn UI technologies, it is good for them. So which includes HTML, then JavaScript, CSS, then jQuery, then Bootstrap, then DOM. All these are there. So some of you may be knowing all these. Some of you may be knowing all these basics. Okay. So in UI technologies course, then you are going to learn HTML, HTML5, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, DOM. All these are required. So if you want to work as a Python developer or Java developer, or else if you want to work as a .NET developer, okay, programmer, so you need to know UI technologies. So all these UI technologies are used in website development. For designing the web pages, you can use UI technologies can be used. And here you can here after completing this Python core, advanced Python, then UI technologies course, then you can learn Django. So Django is there. It is the framework. Django is the framework used for developing websites. Okay, so here we can see many frameworks are there. So Django is a framework used for developing web applications or websites. Websites can be developed. Okay, so frameworks are developed in different programming languages. Like frameworks can be developed in Python, in Java, in C Sharp, in .NET, like that. So here in Python we can see many frameworks, but here I'm talking about Django framework. So it is developed. It is used for developing the websites. Okay, and Django is complete. It is having a Python files or Python modules are there, or we can say libraries also. Okay, and it is completely in Python. So here I'm saying Python libraries or Python modules. I'm saying here Python modules I'm saying. So you can see Python libraries or modules. Modules means we can say Python files or Python programs you can say. Okay. So students here, what I'm saying here is, so if you want to work as a Python programmer, or if you want to work as a Python developer, then you have to know Python, then you need to know UI technologies and the Django framework. All this is combination. So if you want to learn Django, first what you should complete? First you have to finish Python. Okay, after completing Python, at least core Python. Okay, then you can go for Django course, because Django is completely in Python, and it is having UI technologies also will be used, like HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, DOM. All these are used in where in Django they are used. Okay, so in Python we'll focus on programming, like many chapters are there, like all we are going to discuss in programming in Python. It is completely based on programming only. Okay, so you can do this all this, and after this you can go for other courses, like you can see Python based courses are there, like we can say data science. Okay, and then we can see DevOps is there, AWS is there, and we can see IoT, Internet of Things, VLSI, embedded systems. Then we can see reporting tools are there, and we can see testing tools is there, testing tools in Python. Okay, so after completing core and advanced Python, like it depends on your requirement, or depends on your interest, like many courses are there. Okay, all these we can see with Python. Okay, and here when we say about here I'm doing a comparison here. Okay, so when we say about Java is not used for automation, data science, and artificial intelligence, and machine learning, deep learning, plotting, visualization. All these is not used in Java. It is not used. Okay, so like as I said no before, Java is used for developing web applications, mobile applications. For mobile applications, it is very popular, and enterprise applications we can develop. Okay, and coming to this Python, in Python we can develop many applications. Many applications we can develop here. So if you want to develop scientific and engineering applications, or if you want to develop complicated mathematical calculations or applications, and if you want to develop business applications, then by using Python, it is possible here. So when you see the how the Java and uh, this Python are in the market. Okay, so when you see in 2010, so in 2010, like here, Java is having 43% share in the market in 2010. I'm telling. Okay, and here when we say about Python here, so Python is having like only 3% in the 3% share in the market in 2010. I'm telling. Like when it comes to 2020, like here Java is having 19% share in the market, and in 2020 Python is having 31% share in the market here. So we can see, so year by year, so for Python popularity is increasing here. Okay, so here we can see, like for Java, the graph is going down, and for Python is year by year. So the demand for Python or popularity is increasing. Okay, so like students may have doubt, like what course to learn, whether to go with like Java or Python. So in this case, if you are having this doubt, then definitely you can opt Python, because for Python demand is increasing day by day, and the popularity you can see here. So in Python, you can see here, I will show you the like information in Google. Okay, here if I say like this, some of you may not believe, but when you see in websites, then you can understand, like what is the real like share in the market. When you see in websites, you will believe. Okay, and here when we are working with Python here, so Python is having 89,300 modules are there. So Python is having 89,300 modules are available. Modules means Python files or programs, and by using them, applications or projects can be developed. Okay. So when we say about this Python software here, so Python software is it is like a beginner's language. Python is a beginner's language. Like anyone can learn Python. So those are from IT, and those are from non-IT, those are from civil engineering, mechanical engineering. Okay. So those are not having any programming knowledge. So they can start with Python. So that possibility is there here. So Python is a beginner's language. It is easy to learn, and it is easy to use also. Learning is easy because Python syntaxes are very simple, and the Python rules regulations we can easily follow, and Python is user friendly. So user friendly means like you can easily interact with Python. Okay, so here when we say about Python, it is more understandable and it is more readable also. So you can easily understand, like simple English will be there, and the readability is also more here. So you can read easily here. Okay, so Python means anybody can learn Python. So as I said, it is a beginner's language. Okay, so like some of you may have doubt, like you may say I'm from civil engineering background or mechanical engineering, or some of you may say like I'm from electronics and communication or electrical background, or you may be from MBA marketing or finance, or some of you may be from like some maybe like from commerce. Like students can be from any stream, but they can choose, they can learn Python. So it is not difficult like C language, or it is not difficult like Java. So it is easy. It is easy. And here when we are working with this, when we are working with Python here, like some of you may be having doubt, like why suddenly it has become popular, and why it is like not very popular in the beginning years, but now we can see Python is having a good demand in the market. Okay, so here we can see Python 3.0 is introduced, like many years back. Python 3.0 is introduced. Okay, like as I said, here we can see many versions of Python. We can see Python 1.0, then uh, we can see Python 2.0. Okay, and 2.7 is there. Yeah, yes, yeah. Anything to ask students? Okay, okay. So if any queries are there after the class is over, you can talk to me. Okay, so let me explain. And here here I'm telling about versions of Python here. Like we can see 1.0, 2.0, 2.7. Okay, and next is 3.0 is there. Okay, and next 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, 3.10. Okay, so latest version is 3.10.5 is the latest version in this website you can see. So when I type python.org, then you can see here 3.10.5 is the uh, are the latest version you can see here. Okay, so here when we are saying about this Python versions, like you can see 3.0 is introduced, like many years back it is introduced. So when Python 3.0 is introduced, it is introduced as a new language. It is introduced as an independent language. Python 3.0 is the version of Python. Okay, but Python 3.0 is introduced as a new language or independent language. So what all features are there in Python 1.0, 2.0, 2.7? They are not carried to 3.0. So there we can see break. Okay, so we can say before Python 3.0 and after Python 3.0. So for this Python, they have given a new face. They have given new face to Python software, or they have given a new face to Python languages. They have given a new face here. Okay, so in Python 3.0, there is no backward compatibility. So backward compatibility is not there because what all we see in old versions, they are not carried to new version. Okay, backward compatibility is not there in 3.0. It is introduced as a new language, or it is introduced as an independent language, because it is not depending on old versions. So it has got all new features. Okay, many new frameworks, new technologies are introduced. Okay, so here when we say about Python 3.0, when it is introduced, then IT companies started using it, other companies started using it, and for this year by year, for Python demand started increasing. So now it is a very popular language here. Okay, So after Python 3.0, what all versions are there? Like we can say Python 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9. Okay, like what all we are seeing here, like in all these backward compatibility is there. Like it supports old version features. Now let us say 3.6 is there. 3.6 supports the features of 3.0. Now 3.10 is there. 3.10 supports the features of 3.0, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9. It will supports all. Okay, so we can see break only at 3.0 we can see here. Okay, so as I said before, this Python is introduced by Guido van Rossum in the year 1989. It is introduced. Okay, and this Python software, it is maintained by Python Software Foundation. Here you can see on the screen Python Software Foundation or Python community. They are maintaining this. They are maintaining this software here. Okay. So in Python community, thousands of programmers or lakhs of programmers are working for this. Python software. Okay, like releasing new versions, releasing new frameworks, releasing new technologies. Like all these is being done by Python Software Foundation. They are doing it. Okay, so when we are working on live or real time projects in future, in if I'm working on Python live or real time project, or if it is based on Django, or else if it is based on data science, or like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, or if I'm working with plotting or visualization. Okay, or else if I work with IoT or DevOps, Python based. Like any, if I'm working, when we are working on any Python based live or real time projects, and if any technical issue is there, like if you are unable to solve any problem or any task in the project, then you can communicate with these community members, Python Software Foundation or community members. You can communicate online and you can get the solution for the problem. So they are not only involved in Python software versions, all these, but they are going to give technical support for the IT companies who are working on, which are dealing with Python and Python based projects. Because how can we communicate with them is like the members in Python community, they are available in different websites. They are available in social networking websites, in forums, in QA science. They are available. So we can contact them, and we can so we can send us a problem to them, and they can give you the solution. So in future, when you work on Python or Python based projects, in future live or real time projects, then no need to worry like who is going to help me. Like anybody will be there to give support, like technical support. Like Python community or Python Software Foundation, they are going to give you technical support while developing the projects, and while maintaining the projects also. Okay, so many companies will deals with developing the projects, and some will deals with maintaining the projects also. Like what all issues are there while developing the projects and while maintaining the projects. Okay, so this community is going to help you out. So that possibility, or that advantage is there with Python community here. Okay, so here when we are talking about this Python, and here when we say like what all we can develop using Python, all this. So when we say about Python versions here, okay, so in Python versions, you can say Python 2.7 is there. like it is a stable version. In IT companies it is used 2.7, not now, like many years back. Okay. And Python 3.7 is there, that is also a stable version, like which is mostly used in IT companies. 3.7. Okay. Python community or Python software foundation releases new versions. So IT companies quickly they cannot shift to the new versions. So like with one particular version, they may feel like Abhishek, please mute. Abhishek, please mute. Okay, so here when we say about stable versions means companies may be using that for a long time. So in that case, we can say like many years back 2.7 is used. Now 3.7 is the stable version, we can say, like IT companies will use it. Okay. And like when new versions are coming, like after 1 2 years, like if they want to go for new version, depends on the features or requirements, so they can move to the next versions, they can move here. Okay. So students all are following what I'm saying. uh, So if any doubts are there, you can ask me at the end of the class. You can interact with me. What all doubts you have, you can ask me. And here, when we are saying about this Python here, like when we say about the versions of Python, like all these, like here we are discussing about the latest version also. Okay. See, in my Python classes, I will focus on the programming. Okay. So in introduction classes, we may discuss some other concepts, but it is completely like a developer classes only. So when those who attend my classes, like it is like a developer course, Python developer course, or you can work as a programmer. Okay. So now we'll move to the next options here. Like when we say before we saw no, like how the uh, how Python is grabbing the market. Like now it is in the first place only in programming. It is in first place. Year by year, the demand is increasing. Okay. And here, when we say about the other things related to Python here, like when we say in after completing Python, you can go for data science. Data science course is there. Okay. So for data science, here we can see separate modules are there here, like separate Python files or Python libraries are there. So in data science, you can learn artificial intelligence, and you can learn machine learning and deep learning. And here you can see plotting and visualization. So all these you can learn in data science. For data science in Python, we can see separate modules are available. And here you can see in with Python, you can work with big data. You can work with here. So using Python, you can work with big data. Like you can say a large amount of data, like when you work with social networking sites, or when you are working with e-commerce websites here. Okay. And when you are working with cloud computing applications, all these will works with a huge amount of data, large amount of data they'll work. Okay. So when we say about data, we'll say no, like kilobytes, megabytes. Then we'll say about gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes, exabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte. Like all these are there. Okay. So if the data, if it is more than TB, terabyte. Like from TB, from terabyte, we can call it as big data. If the data is in terabytes, so we can call it as big data here. Okay, so when we are working with this big data, so when we are working with this big data here, so big data tools are available here. Like we can say Hadoop is there, then Spark is there. Okay, so Hadoop is there, Spark is there. These are we can call them as big data tools, and these are implemented in different languages here. These we can use in different languages, like Scala is there, or else we can use uh, Python also. Python is used here. Okay, Scala, Python we can use. Okay, and here when we say about Spark here, when we say about Spark, it is like a very high speed processing implemented using languages like Scala and Python. Like when you learn Spark, that course, then we can use like Scala and Python we can use in Spark course I'm telling here. Okay, so here when we say when you learn Spark in Python, then we'll call it as PySpark is there. Okay, so later I'll give you clarity like how these are being used, and all these we can all these we can see here. Okay, so here you can see with data science, Python is providing different modules, and here I've told about big data. Okay, and here when we are working with this Python, in Python we can see different modules we can see here. So here while working with this Python, for networking, separate modules are available here. Okay, and for test cases, for testing, different modules are available. Different modules or Python programs are available. Okay, and here for to perform OS operations, different modules are available, and to work with different databases. So for to work with Oracle, here we have CX underscore Oracle module is there. Okay, and to work with MySQL, so here we have module called uh, PyMySQL is there, and to work with SQL Server, SQL Server, so PyODBC is there. So to connect to different databases using Python programs or applications, so we can use all these. All these are used. And here to work with Excel, to access Excel data, modules are there. To access data from CSV files, Python modules are available. Comma separated values file, and here to work with JSON data, JavaScript object notation, these Python modules are available. So to work with XML data, extensible markup language, here we can see modules are available, Python modules are there. And here if you want to work with like mathematical calculations, math module is there. For statistics data, statistical data, here we can use statistics module is there. And here we can work with graphs also using Python. So we can work with normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter graphs, like all these are there. All these we can work with in Python. All these are used. Okay, so in using Python you can work with all these, like all these possibilities are there here. Okay, and here when we see the like in companies, like what all is used, like if you want to know, like if somebody is having doubt like whether to go with Python or not, so here we can see in Google, we can see here. So in Google, we can check here. In Google, here a lot of things are there to discuss. Okay, but today, due to lack of time, here I have told only few things here. Okay, but here we can see like what all we can develop using what all applications we can develop using Python. Okay, and like who are using Python, what which companies are using Python, like all these we are going to see in tomorrow's session. We are going to discuss about like all this. Okay, so here when we say about here I'm typing top coding languages. So when we say top coding languages, here you can see the image here. So here you can see Python, you can see here. So here in companies, it is showing here like what all the languages which are used. Here you can see uh, Python, you can see here, and here you can see this. Like you can see the share in the market. Here you can see Python 31.2% is there, and here you can see Java, like how much percentage it is using. So here when you see the graph here, you can see like where these this Python is being used. And here you can see, here I'm typing top 15 sites, websites built in Python. Okay, so when I say Python here, Python language and Django framework. So here you can see here. So here you can see this. So here you can see Instagram, then Google, Spotify, Netflix, and Uber, and Dropbox, Pinterest, Instacart, Reddit, Lyft is there. So all these you can see here. So here you can see top 15 sites you can see in this here. Here you can see Netflix, Google, YouTube, Instagram, Uber, Pinterest, Dropbox, Quora, Spotify, Reddit, Yahoo, Instacart, Discuss, uh, Survey Monkey is there, Bitly is there. Like all these you can see here. Okay, so if you want to know like Google is written in which language here, so you can type here. So here Google written in which language. So here you can see Python. Here you can see this statement. Google uses Python for machine learning to find out the most perfect results and to build a web crawler APIs. Like you can search here. You can search like you can type YouTube built in which language. Here you can search here. Here you can check. So here this is in Wikipedia. You can check here. So here you can see Google. It is having Python. Facebook is having Python here. YouTube in here Python is there, and other languages you can see here. Okay, so students, like today I've told very few things here. Okay, and tomorrow we are going to discuss about lot of other interesting concepts we are going to discuss, because before learning the language, you need to know about Python and like other languages, Java. So like in tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss a lot of things related to Python. So today I've told only few things we have discussed. Okay, and tomorrow we are going to discuss about what are the applications we can develop using Python, like where it is used in where this is used in real time. Okay, and then we are going to discuss about like which companies are using Python. Today also I've told, but we'll discuss in detail more. We are going to discuss in tomorrow's session, like why Python suddenly it has become popular, like what are the reasons behind this. All these we are going to see in tomorrow's session. We are going to discuss. Okay, students, like see in demo classes, I may not interact with the students. Once if Python starts, then when we discuss about installation, data types, when we move into Python programming, then I will interact with the students. I will ask questions. Okay, and you can give answers, and I will give you assignments from each chapter. I will give you programs for practice. Like all these will be there. How the offline classes will be, online classes also will be in the same way. Okay, so in my classes I will completely focus on Python because I am not new to programming. So before Python, I used to handle .NET. Okay, like I'm into this teaching field for from so many years. I'm into this teaching field. Before I used to take Java, then .NET. Now I shift move to Python. So I know what will be the requirements for the developers. So what will be their requirements in the company. According to that, my classes will be. Okay. So don't have any doubt like how the classes will be. Like when you attend 2.5 months, then I can give you guarantee that you can work as a Python developer. Complete coding concepts we are going to discuss. If you are strong in Python, then when you go for other Python related courses, then easily you can manage, easily you can understand the concepts. Okay, so students, anything to ask? If you want to talk to me, please.
Sir, in portal it is given only 45 days course.
I didn't get. uh, Once again, please.
In portal it's showing only for each 45 days course, sir, but you are saying 75 days course.
Yeah, yeah. See, there they did not change that. You know, like online team, they did not change. So this is for 2.5 months. I will take the previous batches
Okay.
also. I took for 2.5 months only. This is not my first batch now. Like they are showing like that, but depends on, because every time the contents we are adding now. That's why it is for 2.5 months. So it is not 45 days. That is wrong. I will ask them to change in the site. 2.5 months I'm going to take. And
Okay.
like what all is there in website, in Durgasoft website, when you click on this like course contents, no. So what all is mentioned in course contents here, like everything I'm going to discuss. I will not skip anything. So here, when I click on this, it will show the syllabus here. So whatever is mentioned here, whatever is mentioned, like the chapters, all I'm going to cover. And in this Python data science related module is not included here. Matplot is there. Matplotlib, that also we are going to discuss, like about graphs and all. We are going to discuss NumPy, Scientific Python, Pandas, Matplotlib. All these we'll see with examples we are going to cover. Okay. So any doubts, students? Anything to ask? Oh, yeah. Anything
Hello.
to ask, students? Yeah, yes.
Sir, we will learn Python 3.0. Okay.
No, no, 3.10.5, latest version.
Okay,
All the
let us learn.
like yeah, I will tell the features of old versions also. See, here I'm teaching
Yeah, that's right.
programming language. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like in that case, no need to worry about like what about old versions. Old versions features also I'll cover, but all the examples will be
Oh,
on Python 3.10.5 only.
okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. Okay. Thank you,
So,
sir.
okay. So, students, anything to ask? So, I'm signing off. And tomorrow, please attend the class. We'll discuss a lot of things related to Python. Okay.